Hello, welcome everybody. It is Leah Ray from Digital Trailblazer. We are talking about how to have a very successful, a very profitable beta launch. And of course, my dogs decided right now to talk. So if you guys want to see my dogs, hey, Roxy, come here. Come here. Want to see my puppies? Come on. They're going to say hi to you anyway. Okay, here's Rex. He's the big guy. He's like 50 pounds. Here's his mini me, which is Roxy. And she's the 8-pound version. So there you go. So they had something to say. So you be quiet now, okay? And we can continue our work. So I don't know if you guys have some fur baby friends that are always with you when you work, but I absolutely do. And normally they're better behaved than what they are at this very moment, but we're going to deal with it and we're going to work with it and it'll be just so quiet. Oh, there's kids. So let's see what's going on. So my office is in a lanai. If you're not familiar with Florida architecture, it's a very common situation where you are, you've got like sliding glass doors by your pool, and across the canal outside of our yard, there's a canal in the backyard. Across, there's kids that are over there like fishing or something, some neighborhood kids. And so they're kind of freaking out, which is fine. They'll be fine. But hopefully they'll be quiet, which is what we need. So as you jump on, say howdy. Let me know you are here today. We have lots of good stuff. I think we're on, yes, we are on within Instagram as well. So we're multi-streaming, multi-platforming. So say hi. Let me know you're here today because we're going to talk launch, a beta launch, the very first time through your offer, through your program, how to get this off the ground. Because a lot of people are either stuck in they're stuck doing one-to-one. So one-to-one coaching is they're just kind of stuck in that space, or they are don't have any clients. Like they're stuck in pre-launch because they never learned how to launch it. They didn't learn how to get this in front of people that are actually going to purchase. So this is going to solve both those problems today. So super excited to have everybody with us. And there we go. Here we go. And we do have some fun stuff too. If you have not yet been a guest on one of our podcasts, we've got some amazing podcasts that are phenomenal. You definitely want to type in guest in the comments and we can chat and see which platform would be best for you to reach the target audience that you wish to serve. And then also, if you want to chat and just need some help with how to actually put all this stuff together, that's kind of what we do. So perfect. Just comment. We can chat and see how we can help you with all this stuff. So let's dive into the goodness. All right. So the precursors to what we're talking about today is that you can help people. You know how to serve. So I'm not, you're a coach. If you're calling yourself a coach, I definitely hope that you know how to help people in a certain way. That would be very important to do. So making sure you can do that you actually can help them to get clients, to get traffic, to heal after a miscarriage, to lose weight, get fit, like whatever your thing is, that's the only really precursor that you have to have before this. Okay. So what we're talking about is I love group programs, high touch, high value, high ticket group programs. We have helped countless people make the transition from offering one-on-one coaching to a much more manageable, much more leveraged option of I'm going to turn off mobile. Hopefully this helps my signal. A much more leveraged option of not trading your time for money, right? Because when you're trading your time for money, that's not typically why people started their business. They could have just stayed at a job for that, which people, aren't starting business for. So we want to be able to create some more time freedom and to make a bigger impact, because I know for the people that we attract in our business, y'all are heart-centered people. Like you are passionate about changing lives and making a really big impact, which is awesome. And I love that because that's us as well. That means that in order to make an impact though, people have to purchase, like they have to hire you. That's kind of the deal, right? So it's really important that you keep that in mind, that you know you could reach more people with a group program than you can with one-on-one, but it's still high touch to get them really, really good results. That's why I really love this kind of hybrid model. I'm going to switch maybe to just mobile and off of Wi-Fi because I don't know why my phone is deciding to. Oh, it's going on the slow Wi-Fi. That's why. Anyway, this should be better. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen who are dealing with bad. Hi, gotten some likes on there. Welcome, welcome. All right. Oh, Nova Scotia. Hey, Dominic, good to see you. Good to see you. I am from up north myself. Okay. All right. All right. Great to have everybody on. Okay. So, moving to a group program. How do you even like do that? Well, let me kind of give you an example of our program and how we work with people. And I think that'll help you understand a really good structure. So, and there's no right way to do this. It's really what you feel like is going to help your clients the most and get them the biggest and best results. So don't think that you have to do it the way that we do it. It's just worked really well for us and our clients, and it is one potential option. Okay, so what does this look like? Well, we have a very robust, thorough program. Okay, with our program, we have it set up so that it's group and it's also evergreen. What does evergreen mean? It means that we are always selling it versus like selling it on a launch. Is it bad to sell things on a launch? Absolutely not. Is it difficult? Kind of. So, it is kind of difficult, or it's more work, right? A launch is a lot of work, and anybody who's not run, oh, come on, reconnect. There we go. Sorry. Anyone who's not run a launch before, maybe you don't realize this yet, but to successfully run a launch, it's a ton of work in promotion, in driving traffic, in getting the hype going, and the content you're actually producing and giving away during the live. Like there's all of these different pieces. And while it can be fun, it's also really, really exhausting. And so another challenge that people have when they're doing launches is that, they work really, really hard and they really push themselves and they have a great launch, but like, so they have a big influx of cash. And they made 20, 40, $100,000, something awesome, which is wonderful. But then the cash completely stops. They've got nothing for like the next 6 weeks or a quarter or whatever it is until they launch again. Like having your revenue like flatline, big spike, flatline, big spike. That's not an easy way to do this. Like that's not an easy way to be able to continually pay your bills and to take care of your family and to everything else. So the amount of workload a launch has is challenging, and put on top of that, the ups and downs in revenue that it causes also makes it challenging. Now, if you are someone who absolutely loves the cohort model, what do I mean by the cohort model? I mean, like we all start together on day one and we're always going to be, at the same exact step, right? So it's a 6-week program. Everyone starts on week 1 together and finishes together. Awesome. But that's something that is more common to do on a launch. It's not required. Like if you're running enough cohorts and you have one kicking off monthly or every 2 weeks, you could still, be selling it evergreen, if you will, and just have a future start date. But I like having an evergreen program that allows people to jump in right away, get moving, get great results, and just take action. They don't have to wait. And we don't have to worry about running launches ourselves. So what does this evergreen structure look like? Like, how do you make this work? Well, for Todd and I, the vast majority of our teaching is in course material. So we have got the kind of the backbone, the structure of the program is we've got several different courses. We've created like a reference library for all of our clients that teach them all possible things that they might need to know or do, right? It's very, very robust. So when we're on coaching calls, we're not typically doing the hand holding tutorial kind of situation. We are really just going through their questions on how to implement it and then reviewing their work that they're doing, help them in applying and implementing the work. That's more of what the coaching calls are. So, um, for example, tonight I had a client on who was struggling with how to translate so a template, that messenger template that we use to book sales calls out of our Facebook group. Um, she was struggling with how to translate that to her offer. So that's cool. We just pulled it up and we talked through it. Like in exactly her, like if I was her, this is what I would say because she was struggling how to translate it to her situation, right? So I'm not teaching her the basics of following the script. We're working on the changes and the tweaks of implementing it. Make sense? So it's a little bit, so we're really focused, the coaching calls are focused on implementation more so than teaching. The teaching they do on their time and really works, I feel like, better in a very busy world because none of our schedules are the same. We're all just like flying by the seat of our pants. Sometimes we only have, the hour or two after we get the kids to bed before we crash that we have to learn things. Well, if that's not the perfect time when your coaching call is, that's not great. Right. So I would much rather have as a student, and so this is how we set it up for our clients, I would much rather have a course material that I can go through at any time that I wanted to, whenever in the middle of the night, in the middle of the day, whenever I could, and I can pause and I can rewind and rewatch sections multiple times if I find it confusing or if I'm, doing some technical stuff live as I'm watching it, I can pause and replay and whatever. So having that core course material is really, really helpful long term to having a great evergreen program that you're going to launch in a group setting. Um, so for us, like we've got the course material, we've got several different coaching calls, different types of coaching calls that we do with different purposes during the week where we're working with our clients hands on. We've got a Facebook group for questions and things in between. We also have um, a custom plan, which is awesome. Really, really helpful for people that we don't give them a cookie cutter, do this, this, and this. Like this is where all our people do, and you just do everything all at the same time. No, we have a conversation and we figure out where they are, where they want to be, and then we create a specific plan leveraging the reference library and what they need to do, what lessons, what specific modules, what action items do they need to complete so that they can have amazing results. So it's really, really flexible. I'm just starting. So I think you have to start one-on-one before you get to the level you are at. You can absolutely start one-on-one, especially it's a good idea if you had 0 clients to start one-on-one. However, if you've been doing for some people, it makes sense to jump right into group because they have been doing very similar types of things in the corporate setting or in a different way where maybe they weren't selling this or it wasn't part of a business, but they have still a lot of super applicable experience. And so they're putting together a great program right off the bat. Right. So if you don't have a ton of confidence in your coaching abilities, it is really helpful to build that confidence in a one-on-one setting with clients first. Okay. So there is that opportunity. But a lot of people have the ability to move right into a group program right out of the gate or after they've had a handful of one-on-one clients. And you can create the program and just deliver it one-on-one. Like you can outline it, you can have the same content, you can do all of these different things, but just be delivering it one-on-one for the first 3 people. And until you had that practice and you feel good. Okay, now great. We're going to, the start of the next month, I'm going to kick off a group of 10 or whatever you set the number to be. Okay. So we talked today really about a $7,500 blueprint. Now, when we talk about a beta launch, the first time you bring a program to the market, should you have sat down and recorded all of these courses and done all of these things ahead of time? No, you shouldn't. That would be a massive misuse of your time. Instead, you should have a really good outline of what you're going to cover. You should really understand your target audience and do your market research and do all of those good things ahead of time. If you don't know, if you need help with how to actually create an irresistible offer, I believe that was last week that I did that in this group. So if you just go to the events tab in the group and then scroll down to last week, you will find that video. I'm wearing like a kind of Christmassy, for whatever reason, to red turtleneck. That's the one from last week. Dive into that more if you need help with the actual creation. What I'm talking about tonight is the beta launch. So instead of having a super polished, ready to go program out of the gate that took you 6 months of not making money and sitting behind your desks to do, we're talking about getting your butt out there, starting to sell right away, and delivering it live. A little scary. Doesn't fit for everybody's personality type, but I encourage people and push them to do this whenever possible. So this would be, say it's going to long-term be a 6-week, 6-module coaching program or 12-week or whatever. Great. Well, the first time through, you're just going to be delivering it live over those amount of weeks. And so the structure will change once you have those recordings, and now you can put them into your back office. And then you only have the implementation calls or something ongoing. But right out of the gate, you can just have, say it's going to be like the 6-week program that we talked about, 6 modules. So you create your outline of what you're going to cover during each of those 6 weeks. And then each week before the day you're going to do it, so it's April, the time of shooting this, it's April 29th. Let's say your program kicks off June 1st or May 15th. So you've got all of this time to get your stuff together and to start selling. And and with a future date of say June 1st of when it starts. That's the day that you start teaching. You start actually working with people. So on June 1st, the week before June 1st, you're putting together some PowerPoint slides or whatever you're going to do to actually teach people on June 1st, right? So it doesn't have to be super polished. You could, some people get really nervous on live video. They haven't done that much. And so if you prefer just to record it on your desktop and edit the video file and upload it and publish it on June 1st for lesson 1, just module 1, okay? Just module 1, you could totally do that. No one's saying you can't. So you could record the videos and just during that week leading up to it, and then, publish it on that day. And you could just do that every day throughout. So then as soon as you publish that, you're starting to work on the videos for the next week, right? And you're just staying 1 week ahead, making those recorded videos available on that same Tuesday or whatever that is, that everything gets released. And then, on a later day in the week, you're going to do the coaching side of it, where you're helping them with actually implementing whatever that is in their business or in their lives or relationships or fitness or whatever it is that you're helping them with. So you can do pre-recorded and drop the videos, or you can jump on Zoom and teach live and just teach off of a PowerPoint or Word doc or like whatever you're comfortable with teaching from. Now, the keys, I've been a student in several beta launches over the years. What is the appeal of a beta launch to a student? Several things. I always jump on a beta launch if I can. I was in Daryl Eves. He's a huge YouTube guru behind some of the biggest channels on YouTube. I was in Daryl Eves' beta launch for his YouTube program. I remember the name, Jumpstart. I remember one of those 2 words, his program. It was significantly discounted at the time. And we got to hang out with Daryl more than a future student would because it was the beta. And so the course creator, the program creator, is typically pouring into their students more during the beta because it's the first time they're getting this content in front of their people, and they want to make sure that it's going to be awesome and that it's received well, that it's understood, that is anything need further clarification, are you getting the results that we're talking about? And so you're getting more hands-on time typically with the coach in a beta situation. And so you typically pay less and you have more access. That's a win-win in my book. So I'm always about a beta launch, as long as the person that I'm joining, as long as the coach is like if they've really built the know, like, and trust with me, and I know that they're a solid person and they're really going to follow through and do things. If it's someone I'm just running into initially, maybe not. I think I'd have to scope them out a bit, because I have heard of people like selling these things and never finishing them, which would be horrible and like destroys your reputation. And I don't ever suggest anyone does that. But yeah, I love being a student for a beta launch. So there's a massive benefit. So let's say long term, you want to have Rex, stop talking. He's just talking for no reason. Let's say long term, you want a program that's $4,500 or $3,000. Well, great. That's wonderful. Where do you start your beta price? Not there. You would typically start at way less. So like if you want a $3,000 program, maybe your beta is 1,500. Like it should be a stupidly yes type of price. By the time when people see what the offer is, they see everything that they're receiving, all of the bonuses, all of the this, the that, the tons of value that you're putting into it. And then you reveal the price and they're like, what? What? Just this? Oh yeah, I'm in. Right? That's the kind of response that you want to create with your offer. So this beta launch should be a no-brainer. Throw in bonuses, throw in some one-on-one sessions, throw in the kitchen sink, like throw in whatever you can to really improve the value for your audience, so that when they see this, they're like, this is duh. Like I would be stupid not to buy this. I should absolutely be purchasing this. So really, really load up the value for you. So now I had the dog talking. Now I got the cat in my lap. So we'll see how this all plays out. Okay. So really, really high value, and then like 50% off or something. Like give them a significant discount, make it stupidly simple. Yes, because of all the massive value that you're going to create. Now, if you want a $7,500 launch, is which we talked about a bit for this training, let's break that down. Let's say it's a $3,000. You're looking at maybe $3,000, maybe 45 eventually, 4,500 for your program, but you're just getting started. So price it at 1,500. Okay. 1,500. If you have 5 sales of $1,500, that's $7,500. Okay. 5 sales of 1,500, 1,500 is $7,500. That is a great start for a lot of people. Now, maybe you're more advanced or you have an existing audience or whatever. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to someone who's just getting started. So how 5 sales is very doable. So what you need to look at is getting your offer in front of enough people, which is honestly where most people are going to fail in this process. Why most people will not make $7,500 during their beta launch of their $1,500 offer. It's because they don't have a way to reach new people, to reach enough people with this, and they don't have a sales process or system. So if you think that you're just going to message people who've never talked to you before on Facebook and offer them this, and they're just going to buy and join for $1,500 through Messenger, think again. That's not how this game is played. You need to build an audience, warm them up, and then offer them. So instead, maybe a month and a half before you're ready to start selling, you build an email list and a Facebook group where you're serving your people. You invite 15, 20 people a day to join your Facebook group. When they join, you're offering them your lead magnet, your freebie, so that you're getting their email address, getting them added to your email list at the same time. You're going live regularly, at least once a week in your group where you're training, you're giving value, tips and insights. So all of that is wonderful. You're building up know, like, and trust. The relationship you have with your audience is like a bank account. You can't open a bank account and put $5 in to open the account and then take $2,500 out. That ain't gonna fly. Instead, you have to open the bank account and then deposit funds into your bank account that you can then later take out. So that month and a half before you're ready to sell, you should be depositing the goodwill, the checks from your audience, giving them value, showing up, giving content constantly. They should see you all the time. When Facebook is producing the best for us in our business, it's because I'm showing up massively. I'm doing posts on my personal page, I'm publishing reels, I'm showing up live in my group so that when people are introduced to us at Digital Trailblazer, now they start seeing me everywhere. I'm everywhere. The algorithm loves me. They love that I'm creating all this content. So it works really, really well. So set a rule for yourself, 10, 15, 20 people a day that you're connecting with out in the Facebook space that is your target audience. You're connecting with them, having a conversation, being able to invite them to your group for some freebie or good stuff or whatever that they want. And then getting them into the group, continuing to love on them, give value continually after that. Then you have a full bank account that you can draw from when you start selling. So a couple weeks, before, or 3 weeks before even, I would start teasing the fact that you have, a brand new beta launch coming up and you're super duper excited. And here's the really cool benefits of being in a beta launch, right? And you're gonna have way more access to me. You're gonna pay a fraction of the price and you're going to just get buckets of bonuses. So it's a huge thing. I'm super duper excited and blah, like just really talk about how awesome it is. Now you're not selling it yet. You're not giving them links. You're just mentioning this sporadically up until the launch, right? And then at that launch, you're going to have a sales webinar. If it's $1,500, you could really just do it with a sales webinar. But for a lot of folks, they don't know how to, excuse me. I was at Universal Studios all weekend, hence my cool new shirt, but I have not caught up on my sleep yet. So a lot of people don't know how to convert off of a sales webinar. And so an easier way to go for most folks is to do a sales call. Just, have a call to action from these lives saying, hey, the beta launch is open. I can only take, 10 people this round. Make sure, comment me and we'll chat. We'll see if this is a really good fit for where you are, blah, 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 blah. Right. And so you're going to start using a call to action of talking to them. And then from that, you're getting them on a sales call and then you're selling them for the $1,500. And you're saying, this program, my goal is to get this to $4,500 right now, just for the beta launch for these. I only have 10 slots and I just opened it up today. It's $1,500, like whatever that, and be real, have real numbers of what you want to hit and what you, on all of that good things. So make sure you're reaching enough people and you're building up that goodwill bank account ahead of the launch. If you want a successful launch, those things are critical to your success. You absolutely don't want to miss the opportunity to just do phenomenal with your launch. Our clients who've done the very, very best on their launch, it's because they've built up the bank account. And not for 6 months necessarily ahead of time, but maybe a month, maybe 6 weeks, right? Where they were generating leads, whether that was organically or with paid traffic, getting people into their group, onto their email list, nurturing them from there, giving them great content, getting them excited about what's coming down the pipeline. So really cool that you're working on, super excited to announce, right? And then doing the actual live, start actually selling and having people book calls. So I love beta launches as a student and as a coach and as For why I love my students to do beta launches, it's because they're able to get to revenue much sooner. And so often at the beginning of someone's coaching business, they need those wins. They need those simple wins of just doing a beta launch, doing it a little more raw so that they can start making some sales right away and make an impact, start collect those testimonials that will allow you to justify a higher price point as you collect those testimonials and get them that beta launch group really, really good results. So it's all around a really good strategy. I'm curious, have you, if you've number one, drop a number one if you've ever purchased a beta program. Drop a number one if you've ever purchased a beta program. And number two, have you tried a beta like, have you tried to host one? What does that look like for you? Or do you want to now? Let me know in the comments. We can give a lot more insight into some more of the details if you let me know where you are and what specifically you're looking to learn or to improve upon, because it is a massive opportunity for people who are just getting started. So I highly suggest that you just get started, do your beta launch. And this whole process can work as well. Even if you're not doing a group beta launch, you could do, if you wanted to work, say Dominic, you wanted to do some of your own client, like one-on-one clients first, you could still do them in your beta launch. I've got 5 slots open. That's it, right? Here's what I'm going to do. You got a great outline, all this good stuff. And then you're just delivering it in a one-on-one setting versus in a group setting. That's all. So it can very much work for where you are and what you're doing. Yes. Let me know your questions. I want to get more. I'm going to take whatever questions you have and we're going to make it into next week's video. So throw out your questions and we'll make sure to cover all of that. So have a blessed rest of your week. Again, if you have not been on our podcast, then comment guest and we'll have a conversation and see which podcast makes the most sense for who your target audience is. And if you feel like you need some help with how to put this together, how to drive traffic, how to effectively close a sale, that's our jam. You don't have to struggle anymore. You can have help with this. Simply comment info, let's chat. We'll see how we can help you with it. It is not a sales call. It is a chat with nothing to buy at the end of that chat. But just a good conversation to see where we can, how we can help you. If that's some good free stuff we can send your way, or if that's exploring some of our other options, we can get you just some more information you can take home to take a look at from there. So have a blessed week, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday, and I'll see y'all next week.